Belmont. This is Hannah Fisher with your community calendar. We are a week into daylight savings, and while I appreciate the extra light in the morning and the 2 days of feeling like I had a few extra hours of sleep, we are now entering winter. What keeps those dark days of winter and the subsequent winter blahs at bay? Why, exciting events and reasons to leave your home and see friends, neighbors, and community members. Lucky for us, Belmont has lots going on to get us out of the house and bring fun and joy into our lives. So let's get right into Hannah's Beat the Daylight Savings Blues community events. Have you ever wondered what really happens to the paper you put in your recycling bin? If a town doesn't have a dump, where does all the garbage go? Well, now is your chance to take a Garbage 101 class. On Wednesday, November 12th at 7 p.m., the Belmont Public Library will host an online event with Jonathan Krones, Associate Professor of Engineering at Brandeis University. Dr. Krones' research in the field of industrial ecology focuses on environmentally sustainable materials and solid waste systems. Sign up to find out where that paper ends up and if waste companies and governments are making decisions that actually benefit our community and the planet. Come with all of your questions about garbage, recycling, composting, disposal, hauling, waste to energy, repair, and anything else. Event information and registration is available at belmontpubliclibrary.net. Let's get ready for Thanksgiving with the Belmont High School Fall Play, An Absolute Turkey. While the play has nothing to do with Thanksgiving, it is sure to get you laughing and in awe of the amazing talent that makes up the Belmont High School Performing Arts Company. An Absolute Turkey is a French bedroom farce written in the 1890s. A fast-paced, humorous show that skewers the morals of upper-class society as a group of aristocrats attempt to have extramarital affairs or catch their spouses having affairs. Hilarity ensues in this not-to-be-missed production. A content warning: this production depicts sexual situations, all played for laughs, but with some adult humor in the mix. So please take that into consideration when you book tickets. The show runs from November 13th through 15th with all shows at 7 p.m. at the BHS Auditorium. Tickets are available at belmontpack.booktix.com. We all know those people that look out their window each day waiting for the first snowflake, and those who race north as soon as they think there's a chance to put on their skis. You can be one of the first folks on the slopes this year if you purchase ski equipment at the Belmont High School Ski Team Consignment Ski Sale. On Saturday, November 15th at the Chenery Upper Elementary School, it's time to gear up for winter with new and used ski equipment for the whole family. You can also consign equipment that you no longer use. Proceeds from the sale support the Belmont High School Ski Team. For additional information, visit belmontskiteam.com. Music is uniquely able to lift moods and engage listeners. On Saturday, November 15th, Powers Music School begins its New Lens concert series with John Dalton's Spheres of Influence performance. In addition to teaching at Powers, percussion teacher John Dalton is also an active band leader. His group, Spheres of Influence, will entertain with an evening of original compositions and jazz standards centered around the beauty of the natural world. Spheres of Influence is a modular modern jazz ensemble that plays original compositions as well as arrangements of jazz standards and popular repertoire. Tickets are free and can be reserved at powersmusic.org. On to another kind of winter fun, skating! The Belmont Sports Complex will celebrate its grand opening icebreaker on Saturday, November 15th from 12:30 to 6. Be one of the first to pass through the doors. Enjoy games, a ribbon cutting ceremony, free skating, and much more. For information and to register for this exciting event, visit belmontmass.myrec.com. Looking for a new cold weather read? On Sunday, November 16th from 4 to 5 p.m. at Belmont Books, join author Joshua Colangelo Bryan and Juliette Fay as they discuss Through the Gates of Hell. This book is an inspiring true story about an American attorney and his client confronting prejudice and persecution in a prison outside the law. Kenneth Ross, former director of Human Rights Watch, said of this book, quote, "The brutality of Guantanamo detention and the labyrinthian U.S. legal system stacked against detainees make the relationship between a New York lawyer and a Guantanamo detainee inherently fraught." Joshua Colangelo Bryan describes with touching sensitivity and humility the process of building trust and ultimately of friendship. Information about this event is available at belmontbooks.com. Any diehard Gilmore Girls fans out there? You can admit it, it's okay. I, for one, have been known to binge watch the series when I need to feel transported to a safe place like Stars Hollow, and I now know that I am not alone. The Belmont Public Library, in conjunction with the Ashland Public Library, will host a Meet Me at Luke's event with Gilmore Book Club blogger Christine Eckert. Get ready for a rapid-paced Q&A about all things Gilmore Girls. Miss Eckert will discuss her new book, Meet Me at Luke's, Lessons in Life and Love from Gilmore Girls, and all things Gilmore. Calling all fans, don't miss out on this event. Registration at belmontpubliclibrary.net. I'm pretty sure that Stars Hollow had a band, and so does Belmont, the Belmont Community Band. This is just the concert event to get our toes tapping and appreciating the musical talents among our community members. Conducted by Belmont band legend John McClellan, the Belmont Community Band will have you feeling the energy and excitement of Storm Chasers, a march, or even the rise and fall of a galactic empire. I can't wait. Head to the Belmont High School Auditorium on Thursday, November 20th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. for this musical experience. This event is free and open to the public. Let's stick with music, but instead of performance, let's focus on the musicians that make it happen. On Thursday, November 20th at 6:30 p.m., Bethel Temple will hold a table talk with Peter Krasinski. Mr. Krasinski is an organist and accompanist at Bethel Temple Center. He is widely recognized as a motivating consultant for the pipe organ community. Peter's also a conductor, organist, and music educator. Along with regular concert appearances, he specializes in live improvised silent film accompaniment and has performed in venues throughout North America, Europe, and Asia. Come learn about Peter Krasinski and his life of music at this dinner event. Tickets are available at betheltemplecenter.org. Nothing says the beginning of the holiday season like a craft fair. Our first fair of the season is on November 22nd at the Beach Street Center from 9 to 3 p.m. This is a wonderful opportunity to pick up handmade crafts from local artisans, scrumptious treats from the amazing bake sale, and you can try your luck at the vendor raffle. Now, not to brag here, but I have won something in this raffle for 2 years running. You can bet you will see me buying tickets on the 22nd. Hope to see you there. Did you watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? Are you planning to watch a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving? Well, now it's time to take that Peanuts energy and roll it into December with the Saturday, December 6th, Second Friday concert. The Heather Brown Trio will bring a Charlie Brown Christmas concert to Belmont. They will perform the entirety of the Charlie Brown Christmas album along with other Guaraldi compositions and holiday favorites. After the concert, stay for a wonderful holiday party full of food, crafts, and fun for the whole family. All proceeds from this concert will go to the Mayer Family Toy Drive and will help families spending their holidays at Children's Hospital in Boston. Tickets are available at secondfridayconcerts.org. Now that you are truly in the holiday spirit, head back to First Church Belmont the following day for the annual Social Action Holiday Gift Fair. On Saturday, December 7th, you can do your holiday shopping and help others. Pick up gifts from local and international artisans, including artwork, jewelry, soaps, cards, clothing and accessories, gifts for children, and much more. Rounding out the month's events, we have the Community Choir Concert at Payson Park Church on Wednesday, December 10th at 7 p.m. The Community Choir began in 2012 as a small band of singers gathered in the chorus room at Belmont High School. The choir's mission is to unite singers from Belmont and surrounding communities. The concert will feature a variety of exciting and diverse vocal music from yesteryear to today. All are welcome to this musical experience. Discussing events that will get us through the cold, gray days of the season, there's one way we can relive the most beautiful season in New England. Local artist Joshua Tauster has an exhibit at Habitat titled 3 Weeks Every Summer, Photographs from Main Island. Running from November 1st through December 30th, this exhibit offers a glimpse into all things coastal in New England's northernmost state during the peak summer season. Here to chat about his exhibit and his journey as a photographer is Joshua Tauster. Welcome, Joshua.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
Thanks so much for coming in. I thought we could just start by kind of giving the viewers a brief introduction.
Sure. Well, I'm both a commercial and a fine art photographer. I've been photographing all my life, and I had a dark room in my bathroom when I was 7 years old, so I've been doing photography for a very, very long time. I've made my living doing photography, and these days I work on huge personal projects. Right now I've been working on a project where I've been following an up-and-coming rock and roll band named Neighbor for the last 7 years and doing a video on them. I spent 13 years at Suffolk Downs Racetrack, photographing the last thoroughbred racing in New England. And my project at the Habitat is a project on an island that me and my partner Kathy go to every summer for the last 2 decades. And I just take pictures, and I finally put them all together, 2 decades worth of photography. And that's how this show came together.
Wonderful. Well, I spent quite some time on your website, and we are going to list it because I think it is a wonderful journey into, how you became a photographer, the influences, your parents. I enjoyed it tremendously. And one of the things you talked about in your on your website was that you were blessed to learn photography in an age of film. And then I also thought something that was also interesting was when you said that you went entered the digital age kicking and screaming, which I feel like I'm like that about much technology, many of the things that are coming
Exactly.
out. And it
Exactly.
made me think about kind of your journey as a photographer and how that has changed. When you talk about feeling blessed to have started in film, what does that mean to you? Why was that uh, so instrumental in your journey?
Well, in a lot of ways, I think photography back in the age of film was a magical experience. Not everybody could do it. You worked in the dark room. To watch the print appear in the developer in the dark room is just, it's magic. And it wasn't this instantaneous world that we live in right now, where you take a picture, you look it on your phone, and you move on. It was something special. You sort of luxuriated in it in a way. And in which I think we don't do that often enough in this day and age. All right, everything is so fast, so spontaneous, so quick. So I really feel like spending the decades and decades and decades of doing photography, analog and in a film sense, really helped me learn um, how to take pictures. I mean, people don't really know these days how photography, how to deal with depth of field, how photography really works. It's just totally accepted because the technology is just given to them. So for us photographers back then, it took a lot of work to get where we are, and I really think I by going through that process was really fantastic for me. But I also feel like I'm completely blessed. Um, because I was able to learn photography and deal with it in the age of analog, but also, as I've gotten older and I can't spend 13 hours on my feet in the dark room, and I don't have to carry 60 rolls of film if I'm shooting the Boston Marathon, let's say, um, I feel like I'm blessed as I've gotten older to be able to move into the digital age. And, as you said, I do go kicking and screaming into learning technology. But once I cross that line, then I accept it and I take advantage of what it has to offer.
Right. Well, when I was looking through the pictures that are some of the pictures that are in your current exhibit, and I was thinking about that in terms of film. When you're filming landscape, and you said you're there for several weeks in the summer, how would you approach that if you were shooting landscapes with film as opposed to, so you have a finite, you have finite roll, you have
Right.
10 rolls or something like that, as opposed to when you see, like when I see tourists walking around and they take hundreds and hundreds of pictures of the same scene, what's different for you about filming landscapes like those beautiful ones on the coast of Maine, film versus digital?
Well, I think as far as the act of filming, digital really fits well into my personality. Have always taken a huge amount of the images, and I think I was limited to a certain extent with how many images I could take when I'm using film because it was incredibly expensive. You get 36 shots on a roll. You go through the whole process of developing it. I actually love digital for me of how many pictures I could take. And by taking more pictures for me, it gives me more variation on a very specific angles or exposures or moving things around slightly or taking more photographs as the light changes over time. So in a lot of ways, I'm really not a landscape photographer. I'm a photographer that shoots everything. I'm primarily a people photographer. But when you're on an island and you're spending 99% of the time by yourself, I'm always taking pictures. And in a lot of ways, digital has been a really wonderful technological breakthrough for me. It's been very, very helpful with the way that I photograph.
Right. And when you're putting together an exhibit like the one that's at Habitat, can you just walk us through a little bit about how you chose the photos that you would exhibit and kind of the story behind that, your choices and the kind of overall what people can expect to see?
Well, I'm really a narrative photographer, and I tend to be a storyteller in a lot of ways. I'm a filmmaker who uses still photography, so I'm always looking for a narrative to my projects. Um, and but the way that I never really had a sense of that I was going to put these images together. I was just taking like vacation pictures. But me taking vacation pictures with digital is literally within 3 weeks, I'll take between 4 and 5 thousand photographs.
Oh my
And
goodness.
often it has to do with I like to hear the camera, the shutter of the camera click. I mean, I like the act of taking pictures. So it's not always, if I don't get a good picture, sometimes that's not the that's not why I'm doing it. I just like the act of taking photographs. So generally what happens is, let's say I'll take 4 or 5 thousand photographs. I'll come home and I'll start editing those each year. So what I'll do is that my process is I use Lightroom. Um, and what I do is I'll go from 5,000 and my first edit will bring it down to 1,200. Then my second edit will bring it down to 400. Then my third edit will bring it down to 200. So I am really looking to get, you know, if I if I get 45 photographs that are decent, I'll throw those on, let's say, Facebook. But when it really comes down to it, if I could get 2 or 3 photographs that are exceptional, that's not bad. And so when you go over 25 years of taking photographs and you're getting 4 or 5 pictures a year, okay, so now you have 100 photographs. And ideally, those are the photographs that go into the show. But I'm also limited by trying not to recreate photographs that tell the same story. So I might have 3 photographs of the perfect thing, and what, but to put in 3 starts getting boring. Although what I'm during the show, there's a couple of sections where there's one vantage point from a landscape from the deck of the house that we stay in, and it's across the harbor, and there's a lighthouse in the distance. Well, I'll take that same scene dozens and dozens of times, and in my exhibition there's 6 photographs that are from the exact same vantage point, and the only thing that changes is the light or the time of day. So
Mhm.
so I'm always looking for a lot of different things. I also like to put photographs together that show a lot of different types of things. So there's going to be close-ups of nature. There's going to be people working on the island. There's going to be pictures of the sky and light. There's going to be a lot of pictures of my partner, Kathy, because that's who I'm spending time with. So I like to mix it up and not bore people and not bore myself.
Right. Well, I am looking forward to the exhibit. I was actually at Habitat last week, so it's wonderful. You can experience, um, going in to see your photos and being reminded of, as I said, my favorite, the most wonderful season there is, and then walk around Habitat and also experience the wonderful landscape and the changes that are happening there right now. So I
Yes, I,
think it
I always
looks
tell people to
wonderful.
bring your walking shoes so you can see the exhibit and take a walk in a beautiful place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, we will make sure that everyone has access to the exhibit information as well as your website, which again, I encourage people to visit because I thought the story and your journey as a photographer was fascinating. So
Well, thanks
thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Hey,
And
thanks
thanks
very
so
much.
much
I
for coming
appreciate
in.
it. Okay.
That's it for this edition of the Belmont Community Calendar. If you would like to see your event featured on this program, please email event details to joanna@belmontmedia.org. Thank you. And now here's a list of upcoming Belmont meetings that Belmont Media Center will air.